Dnes máme to požehnání vám představit jednu z těchto osvícených přednášek pod názvem Surangama Sutra, původ démonických stavů, první část ze 7. V pořadu mezi mistryní a žáky v angličtině 25. prosince 2018.
特别来看你们的是大陆，来到这里会不会很辛苦啊？会不会遥远？会不会很远啊？多少天才能到？一天而已啊！
哎，对，飞机嘛，一天就到了。
啊，不有一些说2、3、4天呢。
有点，它是转呐，转
2天。啊，是啊，大陆很大嘛，哎，不是每个都靠近台湾了，哎，会不会花太多钱了？
会不怕呀，这看到师傅都好啊。
我知道。
这里跟发电机，多少钱？花多少钱都高兴。
OK，我知道了，知道，啊，这世界不大，不过蛮大哈，大陆蛮大，有一些不靠近台湾，走很远，是吗？哎，不过他们国外人也是蛮远的，有一些，连坐飞机也2、3天的，转车、船去什么的，哎，大家蛮诚心的啊，我很感动啊，谢谢了啊，哎。还好吗？Love you, love you. Thank you. Yes, mạnh khỏe. Mấy đồng chí đâu là ha? Okay. I cannot believe that there are such a days that the Chinese from mainland and the Vietnamese from Ola can come here and see me. Yeah, I'm glad I still live to this day to see it. Upstairs also? Wow. Upstairs Vietnamese or who? Who are upstairs? Oh wow, I never have enough big place. Cái chỗ bao lớn cũng vậy thôi, cũng không bao giờ đủ. Không bao giờ đủ. Ở bên Ấn Độ chắc có chỗ. All right. Taiwan, this is the biggest place I can have already. Yeah, it doesn't look big, but it's big enough. We have more land. This is just, the place that they used to, arrange it so that the tourists will come. But we have more land, bigger than this, a lot of land around, just not yet developed. And even then, I don't know how to feed all of you, the future. Yeah. Many have not the chance to come, either working, or they have come before many weekends, so they don't come again, or etc., etc. And we also tell them, don't come too many, because, we don't have enough arrangements. Yeah, we try. Yeah, and today is Chinese and Vietnamese turn, right? Okay, let's be happy for them. Happy for them. You also monk? Monk?
中国来的。
中国和尚。 和尚, ai 和尚, I Tibetan 和尚, Tasidele. Anyhow, Mongolia, Mongolia, but Tibetan monk. Would you please like to come here, or is okay there, or want to come here? The monks, sorry, I don't know why they arranged like this today. It's all for cakes now. Huh? It's all for cakes. Cakes are more important than monks. Huh? You know, the monks, they should keep their purity. Really like that. Because you sit next to people, sometimes have some influence. Please come up. We should treat the monks and nuns with respect, okay? Originally, I like to see you in the place where we, you know, cha-cha-cha today. But it's raining. It's raining. Because the place with cha-cha-cha, we have a big platform. And all the monks and nuns and the foreigners and, you know, sensitive people can sit there. Here, we don't have. If we have some reverent beings, we have to treat them nicely. Okay, huh? Yeah, you must know. Yeah? I always tell you long time already, so you do always the same. The monks and nuns sit on somewhere separate, okay? As separate as possible. Yeah. We have to protect them, okay? Protect the purity. For you, it's not like I love them more than I love you. It's just they need to be a little distance, okay? You go home, you just sit with anybody, hug each other, sleep with each other, but they are different. They need to be separated. Because we can influence them, you know, with some of our negative thinking, impure energy, okay? I know that is the truth, huh? I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything. I'm not, okay? I just want to protect them, all right? Because they left everything behind, all the comfort that you have, all the freedom that you have. To be a monk and nun, they are free inside, but outside they're not always free. They always have to behave in the public in a certain way, because otherwise people will slander them. Not because they worry about their reputation being slandered or not. They worry people slander them, make bad karma for them. So they have to behave in a certain way. They're not all that completely free. And in order to keep their lifestyle, you know, the way they would choose to be, we protect them, huh? Okay? Always put them separately. When I was younger, I don't know how long ago. I forgot how long ago. I used to go here and there all the time, you know, because I lecture, visit people and all that. And sometimes they put me in their bed to sleep. I feel immediately the different energy, and I went out to sleep on the floor. And I told all of my monks and nuns before, wherever you go, don't ever sleep on people's bed. So they always take their own sleeping bag and mattress and they sleep on the floor. Even though some cold area, the bed is more comfortable. Even though sleeping on the bed is more comfortable and warm, but when people, they sleep there together, the couple, you know, and if you sleep on that bed, immediately you have this energy. I guarantee you. If you don't believe me, try it. Well, you don't care anyway. Most of you, if you have a family, you don't care about this. You don't feel any difference. I do, immediately. Immediately. And maybe many monks, nuns would feel immediately the difference. Yes. Sorry, my place, always small. Okay? Always small. The more big place, the more smaller it becomes. I don't know why. This place always shrink. When you come, the place shrink. When I first came here ever, still working, you know, around and moving garbage, repairing the buildings, the walls, and make it more clean. Yeah, and I feel, my God, the place is so big. They took me around to look. It's so big, I think I will get lost in here. And now I feel it's so small, it's not enough for even to sit around or to stand. Like this morning, when we have performance, this afternoon, performance, half or some more than half have to stay in the other hall, remember? And today is the same here. Look, when I first come here, I thought, wow, that's big, big. And now it looks like so small. Taiwan already small, yeah? Only if we have big land like maybe in Sahara, Gobi, or where? You see one of your brother, he has his guru, he's still your guru. Understand me? Yes, a different guru, but guru. Always speak to him with reverence, bless him. Yes, his guru, his other guru, before me, yes. Had land, and they gathered together hundreds of thousands. I said, what? we have only about 10,000. We already trampling here. Have nowhere to sit. Yeah, if they all come here, I don't know where to put them. Your sister and brothers. If they all come here at once. That's why before I let them come every week, whenever they come, and I come see them every weekend, then it's not so many, yeah? But if they all come here, I don't know where to put them. I think we can make boxes, yeah, like bookshelf, Yeah. And then some sit underneath and the other one. Yeah, maybe we have to do that, yeah? Instead of sitting all on the floor, some sit on the floor, some sit in the middle, and the other one sit next to the ceiling. Yeah, they will become like 3-story, okay? Only the skinny ones sit on top. We have to arrange that or else. Or we make it more economized. The big and tough ones sit on the floor, and the other one sit on that shoulder, and the other one sit on the... We also make pyramid that way, brother. It's like your gurus. In India, they can do that. India is big, so big, so big. China also big. Taiwan, small. But their hearts are big. The Taiwanese people's hearts are very big. Government free, yeah? Liberated. Okay, we talk about the Buddha, okay? Yes. Our mundane job already done. Wow. Okay, now remember I promised you to read about many kind of demons, yeah? Today nobody wear red hat and I do. Yesterday I forgot. So today I make amends. And then I'm almost the only one that wear hat. So it's all right. Have you ever seen such a guru so comical like me? So funny. When I was young, they already called me Funny Buddha. I wasn't anywhere near Buddha. I don't know. I wasn't that funny either. They keep calling me that. Okay. Good. Oh, there's so many things the Buddha has warned people. The Buddha always emphasized the precepts, the moral conduct that even lay people should be aware and keep them if you don't want to fall into the 3 lowest categories of suffering, meaning hell, hungry ghost, and what? Animals, yes. Some suffering animals. Some animals live a good life. My dogs, you cannot say they're animals. They live like heavens. They have better things than I do. Yeah, they have assistants. Yeah, I don't have any. I am dog's assistants whenever I have to be there. And before I leave, I have to say to them, apologize. I must go take care of the world and make people more benevolent to the animal. Because otherwise people will continue to treat the animal bad, really cruelty, too much cruelty. Yeah, and it's bad for the humans, okay? However much suffering the animals suffer, they will go to heaven. But the humans who did this to them will never be free. A long time in hell. That's why I said to them, that's why I have to work harder, and I don't have a lot of time for them, even though I enjoy so much the company, because they give nothing but love. Love in eyes, love in tail, love in the whole body, you know. Yeah. We should really thank the past masters, monks and nuns and scholars who have taken time to record the Buddha's teaching after the master's nirvana. And also for the past and present persons, lay or monks or nuns who have really dedicated themselves, sacrificed their time and precious health or under any difficult situation to translate this so that I can read it to you. And we have to thank them. And may they be blessed forever by all the Buddhas, past, present, and future. May their merit be immense. May they be liberated forever. Thank you. According to Buddhism and the believer and the tradition, when you read sutra and all that, you have to put on incense, flower, and bow to the sutra first and thank all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, all respectfully, before you read it, okay? And then you cover the sutra also with silk or, beautiful cloth, and I just make it more popular. Yeah, more easy, simple. And I apologize to all the Buddha. I say if I done something wrong, according to the tradition, my heart is full of respect. It's just that I cannot always do that. So please, all the sin, whatever I've done wrong, is all on me. At least other people, they hear the names of the Buddha, according to the sutta, they will get benefit. Yes. Okay, here, the Buddha say that those who have already done away with emptiness and form eradicate the conscious mind as well. In the extensive tranquility of the 10 directions, there is nowhere at all to go. These beings are among those at the station of nothing whatsoever, meaning they not come, not go, they don't desire anything. That's good. So when the nature of consciousness does not move within extinction, they exhaustive investigate. Within the endless, they discern the end of nature. It is as if it were there and yet not there, as if it were ended and yet not ended. They are among those at the station of neither thought nor non-thought. I mean, they are practitioners. Go stepwise, yeah? This is the higher step than the step before. Yeah. These beings dwell exhaustively into emptiness, but never fathom the principle of emptiness. Go from heaven of no return, down this road which is a dead end to sagehood. They are among those known as Do Arhats, who do not turn their minds around, just like those in the heaven of no thought and the heavens of externalists, who become engrossed in emptiness and do not want to come back. These beings are confused, prone to outflows and ignorant. They will accordingly enter the cycle of rebirth again. Before that, the Buddha said that if you don't keep those precepts, etc., then although you have some fruit of the samadhi and meditation, you will not really become Buddha. Yeah, you might enter in some stage like mentioned, but cannot truly become Buddha. Okay? Yes. So they will go from one state after another like that, but still they must take care. Because the Buddha say like this, if you do not have truly not the renunciation outside, but inside, not truly understand the truth, then still have to go back to rebirth in this physical world again. So Ananda, each and every being in all these heavens is ordinary. They are still answerable to their karmic retribution. When they have answered for their debts, they must once again enter rebirth. The lords of these heavens, however, are all bodhisattvas who roam in samadhi. They gradually progress in their practice and make transference to the way cultivated by all sages. The citizens of this heaven, apart from the lords of this heaven, the kings of this heaven, they are already bodhisattva, stationed, fixed. But these people who meditate and enter some samadhi of emptiness and be attached to that, they still not reach the ultimate goal. And they have to come back and they have to be responsible for their karmic debt, just like us even. Yes. Therefore, heaven is not the ultimate end. It is nirvana, okay? It's the best, meaning the highest level of sainthood. The Sakhan level, they call that area, the 5th level, at least. But you will not go to the 5th level. Some other master did not want to take you to their place. So I might take you another place, above 5th level. So you go to the 5th level first, okay? And then we make a transition to the other levels. Okay, huh? Yeah. Because you still have to go through there. You know, it's like a highway. It's like a highway you must go through. And then you go home. Huh? Turn left or turn right. Because you cannot go back to the original world, because these original world beings, they're already original. They have never been contaminated anywhere. They have no ego, have no traces of mundane or shadow worlds. You have been already. So we have another created heavens for this kind of people. But I think I told the SMTV staff already before that. Yeah. Because I told them no other master wanted you, so they were very sad. I said, no, but it's a different, we have another place. For example, like that place, that area, emptiness, and then non-thought, non-emptiness, and then there's another called formless realm. The cultivators can go like that to different area. But these have not really understood the wonderful enlightenment of like the Buddha's mind. Not yet. So nevertheless, they might understand some false kind of concept, false enlightenment. And then they still run around in the cycle of the 3 realms, okay? 3 realms, the highest is a Brahma, remember? Okay, yes. So it's not liberation yet. If you go to the 3rd level, you're still not liberated. You have a lot of maybe magical power, spiritual power. You can even cure people or illness and make the blind see again, all this, but it's not yet. Okay. I don't want to scare you, so I'm going to go straight to the the other places, okay? My God. Oof. So many destiny for hell dwellers, of hungry ghosts, animals, people, spiritual immortals, gods, and asuras, etc., etc. They are not completely enlightened, like the Buddha, huh? Or like Jesus, yes? Jesus lived in a difficult time of our history and in a difficult land of the planet where beings easily being misled and misunderstood. Therefore, they just terminate his holy life. Otherwise, we would have more teaching left behind for us. Even some of his teaching has just been discovered, not just in the Bible, but after separately the talk, the teaching of Jesus, some disciples have written it and hide it somewhere, and they have been discovering it. Yeah, some more than just the Dead Sea Scroll, more than that, and some Essene society have kept some of his real teachings. Okay, in the Bible, just a portion only. Yes. And the Bible is more or less like a historical record. Nah? So they record it all the time from the beginning, long before Jesus, the time of King David even, yes, and others, yes. In the Bible, Jesus was recorded as just one part of the history. So therefore, his teaching is not completely there. Yeah. Okay, so I will go to the place that I promised you, okay? How you recognize some demons that come to you when you meditate. I mean, not just you, but all the practitioners in the so-called spiritual area in our world. Very easily, we can fall into the bad influence of the demon. And the demon originally cannot go near if we always can repeat the 5 protective holy names. They are the kings of the 5 worlds that we have to pass through. It's a highway. You can't avoid these 5 worlds if you want to go anywhere. Even the master must also go through the 5 worlds in order to go home, okay? Or to go down, come down, okay? Right. Therefore, in the course of our practice, we have to be aware of different demons who always try to make the practitioner go astray, because they don't like anybody to become holy or free. The Maya, king of illusion, always dispatch some of his subordinates to come and bother the practitioner. Now, even the Buddha says so. Those of you, he's talking to the monks, his monks, those of you with more to learn, I mean, not all of the monks has complete their course of enlightenment. So the Buddha said to them, those of you with more to learn, those enlightened by conditions, and those who are sound hearers. What sound hearers? It cannot be like you hear in the beep beep of the car, or the Buddha mentioned the, hearing the music sound, or karaoke, or cha-cha-cha even, no? Could it be those sound? No. Sound hearers. What is that then? The guaning, the inside sound, yes. Because the Buddha also said that if you rely on sound and you rely on brightness, you cannot find Buddha. Sound means the outside noise and all kind of distraction. Yes? You cannot find the Buddha. Or just chanting or doing something like that, then you cannot find the Buddha. And if you just be mesmerized by light outside or any entertainment, brightness, then you also cannot find the Buddha. Meaning you don't worship idols and all kind of different mantra and stuff. That is not suitable. It's not really for enlightenment. Yeah, for some purpose it's good, but not for enlightenment. You cannot rely on those. So in the Diamond Sutra, Buddha say that. Oh, there's another sutra. If I have time, I'll tell you. Yeah, Buddha lived long, bless him. That's why he has a lot of time. to tell his disciples all kind of wonders beyond this world. Yeah, and that's why we have a lot of treasure here to inherit. We have to really thank the Buddha and all the Arhats, the Bodhisattva. That sacrificed their comfort of nirvana to come down in this dusty world to teach us patiently and still leave some treasure for later generation, those ignoramus like us. All right. So, and the Buddha continue, The Buddha addressed all kind of beings here, yeah? Those who are enlightened by conditions, meaning many of his monks became enlightened due to the sound of Buddha. He heard the sounds of Buddha teaching. And other being enlightened by entering the body of water. And other are enlightened by some fragrant smell. Other are enlightened by touch, yeah, by touch. There are a lot of them are being enlightened through different means, yeah, from the 84,000 means. But then later, as I told you, another time we will read all that. It's also very long. You see how thick the sutra is. And I read only, maybe 10 or 20 pages, yeah? And finally, the Bodhisattva, one of his disciples, also stood up and concluded all the method. And then saying that only the sound hearing, only turn the hearing inward, then only that method can really ultimately lead you to complete enlightenment, liberation, or Buddhahood. Yeah? So that was another thing. Yeah. But Buddha mentioned that sound hearing, turn inward to hear the sound inside, in different sutras, not just this one. Yeah? Just this one is very compact. Not only what method is the best, the most reliable, yeah, but also Buddha tell you the precepts you have to keep, yes, and also the Buddha tell you what kind of demons are always lurking around true practitioners, trying to lead him astray, if you allow him, by your thought. If you think something, if you want something, if you delude yourself, for example, by thinking that you are complete enlightened already, pronounce that, then such and such demon will come. Okay? Now we will see which demon come to whom and why. Yeah? And how we can avoid it. Okay? So it's very important for you, even if you're not Buddhist. These information are very rare to find. Not every monk even know this sutra. Okay? Yes. And this is not translated in all languages. And not everyone really want to study so deeply like that. Some think just to shave the head, wear the monk's robe, and every day just be a good person, good monk, then it's good enough, okay? But it's also good. In that case, also good, yes. Any monk who is taking care of himself, protect his moral conduct, is already very good for the society, yeah? At least he is not harmful to anyone, okay. But if he is enlightened, then it's also better for those who come and trust him, make offering to him, or relying on him for more spiritual knowledge. It would be better if he became enlightened. Then he will not lead those people, believers, into a wrong path. Yeah? Even without bad intention. And then if with bad intention for fame and profit, then it is bad, 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 bad. Very bad. In Vietnam we say the robe doesn't make you become a monk. It is like that, because of that, okay? Yeah. And in the Buddha time, there was one lay person. He's very, very learned, very enlightened. So many monks fear him. Vimalakirti, his name. Okay. Just to tell you all that so that you also can feel comforted that because you're not a monk, okay? Just be moderate in your life, okay? Keep yourself pure as possible, like a lotus in the mud, without reeking of the mud, huh? Know yourself, your weakness, your strength. Always try to be vigilant. Take care, protect yourself, okay? Because you are the only one you can rely on. Master can protect you, can guide you, but you have to follow it. Like an English teacher, keep teaching you, but you come home, you don't do your homework, you don't speak one word. How are you? Then how you think that you are the English student? Huh? No matter how highly educated your English teacher, how diligent he is to teach you, useless. It's you. You are the one who have to, make yourself erudite. Yeah? Okay? By following the teacher advice and teaching. Okay. So the Buddha said, I am the finger that point to the moon. But I'm not the moon. Got that? Follow my finger, you see the moon. Okay? Yes. Even though Buddha have told his disciples that anyone who worship the Buddha or his monks, good, truly enlightened monk, will have immense merit, yeah, and also might get enlightenment and become Buddha gradually also. Even just light incense or light a light to worship the Buddha in front of his statues, etc. Always have a lot of merit, okay, even then. But that doesn't mean Buddha really seek recognition or reverence. This is a misunderstanding if you think the Buddha teach people to bow to him, prostrate to him. They do it by themselves. In India, there's a tradition. You touch your teacher's ground where he walks or on his feet, and, the show of reverence, utmost reverence. But some do that to their parents also, okay? Anyway, so the Buddha never seek recognition or encourage people to bow to him. He just speaks the truth, okay? That you do this, you do that, you worship the Buddha, you have merit. And that is the truth. Yes, because you connected with his inner enlightenment, then he will share some with you automatically. Huh? Okay, just like that. Not because Buddha need any reverence or worship. No. If he need fame and profit, he would have stayed a prince. That's logic, right? And become a king. Then he has everything. He already had everything before he left home. So you cannot say he wants a fame, profit, money, or any such a thing anymore. Yeah? Same with many other masters. Same with the Lord Mahavira, same Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Krishna, and etc. Okay? Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, for example, like that. They don't care. Okay? Because even though they are not prince, maybe not, yes, but they do have comfortable life, just like you at least, yeah? They left it all. They go sit in a cave, meditate in the desert, and sit under the Bodhi tree with nothing. Don't know if tomorrow they have anybody bring food or not, no. And Jesus Christ, he also went to the desert 40 more days with nothing with him. They didn't have to do that. They have a good family life, okay? Don't have to. So these masters, they truly forsake everything to get enlightenment in order to help humankind. So the Buddha addressed those who has more to learn, those who enlightened by conditions, as I just mentioned, either by touch, by hear the sound, by smell, fragrance, stuff like that. And those who are sound hearers have now turned your mind to pursue enlightenment, attainment of supreme Buddhi, the unsurpassed, wonderful enlightenment. I have already taught you the two methods of cultivation. He addressed them all, that all of you I have taught you the two methods already. Okay. So now, but you still are not aware of the subtle, demonic events that can occur when you cultivate samatha and vipassana. Yeah, different meditation. Maybe cultivating the light and sound even. Even in the presence of the living Buddha, powerful Buddha, every day with him even, these monks, and still could be prone to this demonic influence. So the Buddha say, if you cannot recognize a demonic state when it appears, it is because the cleansing of your mind has not been proper. Scare you or not? The monks renounce everything, every day with the Buddha, still could be prone to demonic problems. Therefore, I do not blame you. Just don't always boast that you have attained number 6, number 7. There are no such thing, okay? I know you cannot. I just know it, okay? So no need to tell me anything. 6, 7, 8, only those saints who came from there that can go back. None of you are. I am so sorry, okay? If you are, I don't have to sit here. I go sleep. Eat chocolate, whatever, yeah. Before coming here, after seeing the performance, and I came home, feel tired. I did not eat anything until then. Until after the end of the performance, I came back. I still did not feel like eating. But I thought I better take something before it's too late, yeah? But I didn't enjoy any food. I didn't feel like wanting to eat and don't taste. I feel tired. I want to sleep. Really, I wanted to sleep. Or meditate, you know, my sleep, my different sleep. I call the responsible person. I say, hey, listen, can you tell me how long it takes to gather people? Because otherwise I might go to sleep. I'm worried I don't wake up. And he said, okay, we hurry. In 1 or 2 hours. I said, my God, okay, in that case, please call me. Wake me up in case I oversleep. So he did call, you know, but I could not really be at ease, you know. When I had some appointment, it's very rarely that I really can forget and sleep. Even I'm very tired. And everything is new here. My mobile phone is too modern. I don't know how to set an alarm clock on it. Normally I have this small one, and you just say alarm, and then it put alarm, you know, and you put a number. This one, you know, those iPhone, is too intelligent for me. I have no time to even try yet. Maybe I could. It's just, I don't know, I'm not used to it, and I didn't do it. So I cannot rely on that. Whatever new thing, and you haven't tried it, if you try it, what if it doesn't work? And then I let you sit here forever? So I said to the brother, please call me when it's ready. And then I wake up. Okay, do I have to go? Yes, I have to. Remember a joke I told you? Lighten up a little bit. There's one man in the morning, his mother come and wake him up. Wake up, time to go to school. And I say, I don't want to go to school. Mother said, you must. Yeah, you must go to school. Yeah. And he said, oh, nobody liked me there. The class don't like me, the other teachers don't like me, and what do I go there for? I don't want to go to school. Mother said, you cannot not go. You are the principal of the school. You must go. When I first read it, I thought it's a truant kind of student. And at the punch, you know, you are the principal, you must go. It's cute. So now, the Buddha warned his monks, you know. So he continued, you may be troubled by a demon from your own skandhas. Skandha means your senses, yeah? Your normal senses. Or a demon from the heavens. Yeah, there were 2 kinds of demons here just now. One is from this your own in physical realm, another one from heaven. You would think heaven have no demon, wouldn't you? Have. Probably this is Asura heaven, you know, astral heaven. Asura have 120 plus levels. Not just Asura and then that's it, you know. They have bad demons and medium demons, and they have also good Asura people, benevolent and helpful, yeah, very loving, Yes, that's a higher asura, but still nothing compared to the higher one, yeah, like the second level or the third level. Still in these three worlds, they are still having trouble with the mind. They still struggle with possessiveness or jealousy, fighting for some kind of ideology or expanding of the territory. Heavens and asura often have fight a lot, all the time. So if you have war here in the world and you think if you can take refuge in a higher heaven, you're wrong. They have more dramatic weapons, you know. They don't even need gun. They can destroy the enemies just by thinking. Yeah, you never know when they're thinking what. That is a problem. If somebody wields a weapon at you, then you know how. You might run, okay? Or you might counter him first. But if just by thinking, then, it's very difficult. Especially if your so-called enemies are higher level than you, more powerful. Even if they are heavenly beings, they're not all benevolent, okay? So now the Buddha say, you might be trouble, or you may be possessed by a ghost or a spirit. Beware, okay? Must always remember the 5 holy names or the gifts that I give to you. Wow. If your mind is not clear, you will mistake a thief for your own son. It's just a parable, okay? If somebody who is not very profitable to you, and you invite him to your house, he might steal all your things. He might look like your son, look like friendly, or you might adopt him, but it's not too good for you. First, the Buddha warned you, don't mistake a thief for your son. Why he likened these demons for thieves? Because they can steal. They steal your spiritual energy if you let them near and they use it to empower themselves. The more they steal from you, the more powerful they become. And the weaker you are, and then they will control you. Okay? Always remember the 5 names. It protect you. Never think you are anybody. Always pray for help. There are gods and goddesses and Bodhisattva. Buddha always try to help you if you call for help. Before you call even. It's just if you call, then it's better. Together, you know? You call, they respond. So you connected with each other. If any of the demons, they can take hold of you, then they hang around. They know you're weak, of some weak point. Maybe your precepts is not complete, not clear enough, okay? Maybe you still tell some lie, white lie, or lie that you don't even think you tell lie. You make excuses for yourself, doing something that you should not do. And even maybe your mind don't understand, but your subtle mind knows it. Your subconscious knows it is a lie, but still you think it's okay. So this kind of lie, the subtle precept problem, must be aware, okay? That's what the Buddha keeps saying about precepts, yeah? Otherwise, he just say, okay, come become a monk with me, and you become a saint already. You leave everything, you renunciate, you are great, and then you don't need to worry about anything. Continue. He teaches every sutra he mentioned again and again. Don't eat meat, yeah? Even don't wear silk. Don't take milk. Don't take butter. At that time, they don't have vegan butter, I guess not. Otherwise, Buddha would say, be vegan, make peace, right? In India, those times, they just use milk to churn into butter and cheese, yeah? All right. But that's more benevolent than what they do nowadays. The cow, they're roaming free. They're eating leaves and grass and whatever, leftover vegetable. Outside, they walk everywhere. And people also don't harm them. So if they offer some milk extra, that should be okay. They never forced the cow like today, put in hormone into them to produce more milk until the cow can no longer walk, too weak. Imagine if the cow who produced the milk out of these chemicals and could even no longer support herself because of the lack of calcium. Imagine you drink that milk. What good would it do to you anyway, right? Yes. And even then, at the Buddha time, there were no such thing. The cows are roaming all over. And still Buddha told us, no silk, no milk, no butter. And what else? He say no? Leather. No leather boots even, or shoes. No fur even. This is vegan fur, okay? Vegan. Vegan fur, you know that. Okay, all right. And it looks still beautiful. Just maybe in the Buddha's time, there are no such thing. So Buddha cannot advise people, okay, take vegan butter, take vegan cheese, take vegan fur, okay? At that time, no such development of invention of clothing or kind of leather wear, you know? Nowadays, we have Vinatex. They use pineapple to make look like leather. Yeah. And still durable. And many other things they invent nowadays to make vegan fur, vegan leather. We are more fortunate than the disciple of the Buddha. Yeah, you are really lucky people. Lucky, lucky people. So nowadays, if we cannot avoid milk or butter or fur or leather, we are really too weak. Yeah. We should appreciate our fortune, that we have everything at our fingertip nowadays. Yeah. And these things are even cheaper than the real animals' product. And so beautiful. I don't know why nowadays they're still doing it. But you see on our TV, how many big fashion company avoid leather, avoid fur nowadays. Yeah, they are getting in there. A lot, big name. Yeah, very big. Wonderful. It's getting better, huh? Yes. Okay. The Buddha continues say, see, we have two kind of demons even. One is under the heaven and one is in heaven. Oh my God. It's bad enough to deal with the ghosts in our world already. Have to deal with heavenly ghosts even. Heavenly demon. Oh God. Yeah, the Buddha was truly a wise teacher, huh? At that time, the cows are already treated like benevolently like that. The Buddha still tell them, don't do it. Don't take it from the animals so that you can be more liberated. Not to talk about nowadays, people confine cows or pig, whatever, in a very small quarter. They could not even turn around. And many more cruel things they do. Even more so nowadays, we should avoid all of them. In the Buddha time, it was very good already. Benevolent way of life and treatment to the cow already. Still Buddha say don't. Huh? What about now? You see what I mean? Least of all now. Yeah, if everyone in the world read all this sutra, they probably turn around. So the Buddha say, you may even be possessed by a ghost or a spirit, or you may encounter a lead ghost or a May ghost. It's different kind of ghost, okay? Yes. Too many ghosts, I don't know what category, so just a ghost. I mean, it's not a human, not a diva. Now, if your mind is not clear, you will mistake a thief for your own son. That's it, okay? You see, when we meditate, after initiation, we might see some light, hear some good sound, we feel something, and we ask the neighbor, you hear anything just now? No, don't hear. Did you see any? Nothing. So we feel, oh, we are saints with something. The neighbor don't hear nothing. My classmates see nothing. I see something. Yeah? Even if you see master come to your house, it's also nothing. Okay? It's maybe halfway only. Maybe. Maybe not. The Buddha say you may feel satisfied. Yeah. Even just from small accomplishment, like the unlearned bhikkhus who reach the fourth dhyana and claimed that he had realized sagehood. Some monk, maybe he meditate and then he attained some level, 4 levels something, and then he feel like he's already become a saint, yeah? Probably one of his disciples are like that. One of his monk has boasted, okay, I have attained 6, 7, 8 level, you understand? So the Buddha say in general like that, but there must have been some monks who has not realized the complete enlightenment, but thought he had. So the Buddha warned them all in general. When his celestial reward ended and the signs of decay appeared, he slandered our hardship as being subject to birth and death, and thus he fell into the Avicii hell. You see, he was too happy with his little attainment, and then he thought he attained a hardship already. But then when his old age came or sickness something, that is not to his satisfaction, then he don't see anything anymore, maybe because of the limited enlightenment that he has, because he already feel too proud, and then he stop his own progress. And then at that time, instead of feeling regretful or feeling ashamed, he blamed the sainthood for no good. He say, what's the good of attaining sainthood? I'm still sick now, I'm still dying, I'm still getting old. It's not the sainthood, it's not the method. It is a person who has not been vigilant enough, has to be vigilant all the time, because our ego are our enemy also. Apart from the asura, demons, apart from the ghosts, apart from the heavenly ghosts, we have also our own ego. It's a very, very big ego. So if you see some light or hear some sounds at the time of initiation and continuously, this is just to show you, just like a lamp, to light you the way so that you know you're in the right direction. Because we always heard that heaven have light, and the Buddha will teach you with the heavenly sound, or God. Sound is like the sound of many water, sound of thunder. Okay, I heard all that. So that means you hear God. You see God in the form of light, or in the appearance of Jesus, or maybe Master, or Buddha. But that doesn't mean you are Buddha yet. See in light, hear in sound, you should. It's just the signpost, okay? And all the scenery you see on the way, also the landscape, to show you where you're going. Just like on the way here, I see some hufa, Dharma guard. I see some trees, I see some statues. I know I'm going to the 4th hall, to see you. But I have not reached you yet until I'm here, If meanwhile I stop watching the trees, chatting to the guard, or then lost my way and keep chatting away and forgot my goal is here, then I will never reach here, even though I knew the way. Similarly, the way to Buddhahood is full of traps. The Buddha say, I point the way, I point to the moon, but I am not the moon, so you follow the finger, see the moon, okay? Now, so if he fall into the Avicii hell, that is terrible. That is the relentless hell. It don't give you any tea break. Remember the story I told you? There's some hell has some tea break, some coffee break. There was one person who didn't do any good thing in life, did some bad thing, not too that bad. So he died, he went to hell. I told you this story already. And then, because he is not all that wicked and evil, so he has a choice. He can choose his own hell. So he went here and there. He said, oh, this hell, they're boiling people in oil. This one, they're chopping people alive. That hell, they're crushing people again and again. And you feel all the pain and suffering, but you cannot stop. And you cannot die. In this world, even if you are punished or you are killed, you die. At least you escape from that. But in that kind of hell, in hell you don't die. You continue to suffer forever. That is called Avicii hell, relentless. That one did non-stop. Okay, so that guy, he went to see so many hell and he said, oh no, this is terrible, that's terrible, terrible. And then he went to the last hell, he saw people standing in a filthy pit, you know, with excrement in it. But they're standing there half up to their waist and drinking coffee or tea. Yeah. And he said, okay, this one not bad. At least I can drink coffee and tea. Standing in a field is bad, but okay, I can drink tea. Okay, so he said, okay, I stay here. And after he said that, and the bell ring, you know, the devil say to everybody in the filthy pit, okay, tea break over, turn your head back upside down. Okay. It sounds funny, but don't get there, huh? Mm-hmm. But that is not Avicii hell. Avicii hell is relentless, never stop, and it's all kind of punishment, suffering, and pain forever. Yeah? And like the story I told you about somebody who been killing chicken to make food, and then he repented very sincerely, and the hell make him swallow burning coals, remember? But that was because he already repented. And he is allowed to take that punishment to cleanse his sins immediately. And then he can go back and begin his life anew and can practice spiritually, can be pardoned. But if it's not for the Bodhisattva, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva intervene, he would not get off so easily like that. Not just by swallowing this hot, burning, suffering cold, but he has to suffer longer. Yeah, longer, longer, and have no chance to meet any master or bodhisattva to redeem and to be a practitioner. So the Buddha continued, you should pay attention. I will now explain this for you in detail. How compassionate is the Buddha? How patient? I don't know if I have that much patience like the Buddha. But of course, he's a man, you know. The more stressful, the more work, the more tough. Formerly, when the matriarch system was still in full gear, the men, of course, do all the heavy job and stressful job. Women are the director of the company, group, or house. Yes, she's a brain, a think tank. Nowadays, we have more and more women in the political arena. Arabian even now have more women in their parliament or in their government. You see that? Before, no, taboo. India has a female president. Oh, I was surprised all the time. India maybe, but this Arabian country, women go out, have to cover. I have to have a company of a man. And now they go into politics. Appointed, invited to even. Incredible change in our world, huh? So much change. I'm so happy. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. Thank Buddha for blessing our world. Please give us more blessing as much as we can take it. Buddha and God would have blessed us more, but we can't take it. The people in this world is like infant, you know? You cannot give too much good food. Slowly, slowly. I wish it could be done like yesterday, but it's doing fine, yeah. Now, Ananda stood up, and with the others in the assembly who had more to learn still, meaning they're not completely awakened without learning. They still need to learn. Yeah. Bow joyfully. They quiet themselves in order to listen to the compassionate instruction. The Buddha told Ananda and the whole assembly, thus, you should know that the 12 categories of beings in this world of our flows are endowed with wonderfully bright fundamental enlightenment. What do you mean outflows? You mean defects, yeah? Not perfect. So that means our flaws. So, translation, Yes, it's difficult to translate from Sanskrit already to Chinese. And it's more difficult to translate from Chinese to Vietnamese, and Vietnamese to English, and vice versa. So sometimes some of the lecture that air on TV, I have to look if I have time, because the translation are not always perfect, yeah? And sometimes even opposite. So if I have time, I always look, yeah? I normally did not look. I thought, the teaching of all the saints, it should be perfect already. I don't check. But sometimes accidentally I saw something, I said, oh no, then I have to check. You understand what I'm saying? Because the translation is not always correct, yes. The translators, they work hard. They try as best as they can to understand, and then in order to make us understand. But if they did not understand completely, then of course, they just did what they can, their best, yeah? Maybe just like word to word. The Buddha told Ananda, you should know, okay, so all people in this world are endowed with wonderfully bright fundamental enlightenment. Just like he say, all beings have Buddha nature inside. That's the same, okay? It's a different way of saying. Or like a saint or the Jesus say, the kingdom of God is within you. Yes. Or you are children of God. But it's not awakened, sleepy children of God. Yeah. Dormant Buddha. That is the problem. That's why the Buddha, Jesus, or the saint have to come down and shake us up. Wake up, wake up. So whenever a saint come, all the prediction make it so beautiful, like, a king so-and-so will come and will make the world wonderful and bright and new age, golden age, etc. And then we expect that, okay, when the Buddha come, wave a hand and the world become nirvana or Buddha's land. It's not like that. To their disciples, the world is a Buddha land. Okay? They cannot change the whole world, at least at those times. Therefore, when we see the prediction with how come? Yeah? They say so glorious thing about golden age when Jesus had appeared, Buddha came, and all that, as if the whole world would have become paradise. It is like that for their worthy disciples, for the worthy followers. That is their world. Yeah? The Buddha created that. Jesus created that. So his disciples live in that kind of blissful energy all the time, even with him or at home, anywhere in the society. So the Buddha say here the same, like all beings here have Buddha nature anyway, have inherent enlightenment and brightness. The enlightened perfect substance of the mind, which is not different from that of the Buddhas of the 10 directions. You have all that, what the Buddha have inside. Just sleepy inside, covered. It is a pity, no? Yes. Yeah, and it takes so long to reclaim it again. Take a lot of work to reclaim it again. But at least you know what are you going to work for, huh? Just like you take a job. Well, you don't even know if you're going to get paid. How long can you be in here with the boss kick you out tomorrow? How much will you get paid? That is very frustrating, right? But if you get a job, you have a contract, guarantee, work forever. Every month, $10,000 bonus, benefit, Christmas, holiday off, 1 month vacation. Then you feel, I work very hard every day, but I got something. It is worth it. It's the same. The light and sound and whatever scenery is a vision for you, it's a payment. So that you know, you got something. Yeah, but it's not complete yet. Understand me? You continue to work. But at least you know you get paid. But the payment is not all that you get. And it's not the only thing you get. The best is that your contentment, your happiness with your work because it's a good job. It's a good environment, good colleagues, good boss, the boss is kind, generous, etc., etc. See? And the security of your life, of your family's survival, this is also important. The same, the light and sound are not all, okay? It's not the ultimate. It's just the reassurance, the precepts, the moral elevation, the virtuous, the loving kindness that you develop. That is even more important. The happiness inside you, that's even more important. You understand? All of that together is not just that, but of course the light and sound help you, make you happy, cleansing you, assure you that you go on the right path. Yes. Because we heard that all the saints have light. God is light, God is love, yeah? God's sound is like the thunder, like the water. Yeah, if you hear that, oh, okay, I'm near God, or contact with God. In the Buddhist Sutra also mentioned like that, in the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha also mentioned this kind of water, the sound of the sea, yes? And the light. All the time Buddha mentioned everywhere about light. Yeah, that some monks see the light, some monk doesn't. Why? Yes. And some monks, his disciple can hear the sound, and some cannot. Why? But that is another chapter. But I mentioned that maybe someday, by chance, I will see those chapters again, and maybe I read the whole thing, okay? The Buddha lived until 80 years old at least, yeah? He has maybe 50 years to preach. So it's a lot of things that he said, yes. But lucky for us that he lived long. And in India, people are more benevolent. And the fact that he was a prince and he left home, many king and government also have some kind of respect toward him because they have no fear from him that they will take over their kingdom or their position because the prince already left his own kingdom. So all the kings and queen or whoever prince at that time feel more reassured. So they don't try so much to harm him like many other masters with different background. Don't ask me, I have no background, I have nothing. I'm born in Vietnam, so-called born in Vietnam. Have people only here from Vietnam, war, refugees, poverty, no end. I don't have any background to back me up. If I was a princess and left my kingdom, probably I have more disciples, more support, okay? Yeah. They say the Buddha in your own home is not revered. The Buddha is not revered in your home. So it means also in your hometown or in your country, yes. But the Buddha was different, you see, he was somebody. He was somebody, yeah. I mention that because some master, in fact many masters have died because the government or the kings at those times worried so much that they might take over their throne, yeah, make a revolt against them because all his disciples are gaga, goo goo, hoo hoo, ha ha, hoorah, hoorah around that master. Call him Maharaji, Mahamataji, whatever, yeah. Great king, great queen, calling that. Kings of kings, queens of queens. All these names scare the encumber kings or queens. I thought I'm the only king. How do I call that king? Who is he? He's just a carpenter's son, for example, yeah? So what does he want from my people? That's the reason why they chase and kill him, even though they know he done nothing wrong. Even the judge who carry out his punishment, his descendant also say, I wash my hands of this sin, because he did not want to kill Jesus. But everybody else vote for that. Every year or something, they release one prisoner. They release one criminal instead of Jesus, the innocent. You see that? Just because higher government or other people, they fear Jesus might take over. They keep calling him king. Before that, they predict that a man will be born as king of the Jews. You remember that? Yes. He not ruling anything. And even he kept telling, my kingdom is in heaven. Yeah? My kingdom is not here. He even tell his disciple, teach his disciple to be detached from whatever possession they have. Like, lay you not your treasure on earth, where moth and insect can destroy, but lay your treasure in heaven, where it is safe and secure. He even teach his disciple like that, meaning he don't care about anything about this world, but they still afraid. They're still afraid that Jesus' influence will make people revolt against them and then make him become king. He's a king of people's heart. That is correct, but he cares nothing about kingdom. But of course, the king at that time, or the government at that time, they cannot capish that because they're not enlightened enough. For them, their throne, their position, their kingdom, their job, their possession, their tax money from people, their control over their subject are the utmost important. Therefore, they fear losing that. Yeah. So anyone else who won the heart of their so-called people, then they fear, of course, yeah, that the people might take their money, possession, give it to the master instead of paying tax, instead of making offering to the government. What if the people offer all the money to the master and then they have no more money to pay tax? Then the king cannot live in luxury. The officials cannot have the best carriers of horse in town, etc., etc. Oh, people fear of everything because they think things belong to them. The kings, the government thinks that the people belong to them even. That is the thing. They don't think that the people belong to God, to heavens. Now you know why many masters die early or die agonizingly, die wrongly, die innocently. Just because of that. That's why Buddha lived long, longer than many of the masters. You see now? He lived until 80-something. Jesus only 3 years something, in the prime of his life. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also been harassed all his life. Other masters, the Sikh masters, also has been tortured, mentally, all their lives, physical also, and killed. For example, many other masters in the history of mankind died one way or another unnaturally, without guilt, without any crime, without any harm done to anybody, just because those who in power don't like what they say, yeah, sometimes, or worry that they might take over their kingdom or their possession or their position, etc. Or just all kind of thing like that. It's nonsense. It's really no ground because the master don't even care. But they wouldn't believe that because for them the position is so important, the throne is so important. How can another man don't think that is important? It's no such thing. It's impossible. They could not believe that. Just like a man who's so much in love with his wife, so he's so jealous with any man who kind of even look at her or just say some compliment. He thinks, oh, yeah, what do you want from my wife? Maybe that man doesn't want anything. He's just a polite man. He's not even in love with that guy's wife. He don't even fancy her. Maybe he's already in love with someone else deeply. And then all other women are meaningless to him. You know that, man. If you're in love with one girl, other women in the whole world, you don't care, right? Mostly. Most women, you don't care. But that man, he's too much possessive of his wife, my wife. So he would doubt any man who go near and blink at her or glance at her or say something nice to her. He's already feeling defensive because he treasures his wife too much. Just like the king treasures his throne, his position, his richness, his power, fearful of any other man or any human being who possess power like him that win the hearts of other beings. Yes. that the king might not even win at all. That maybe the king know, okay, the people only fear me but not love me. And then this guy, oh, he's nobody, everybody loves him. Run after him, worship him, touch his feet, bow to him, giving him this, giving him that, do anything for him. Oh, then he wanted to be king, huh? You want to compete with me. You see what I'm saying? Jealousy is terrible. I tell you one story about a king, even jealous with an elephant. Yeah, his own elephant. But it's a true story. The Buddha told the story. There was a king before a long time ago. Huh? But of course, the former enemies of the Buddha. Buddha has always this guy hang around him forever, even when he already became officially, physically Buddha. Devadatta. Huh? Long time ago, long forever time ago, there was a king, powerful, rich, famous, in one kingdom. He has a beautiful, white, pure, lovely, wonderful, dignified looking elephant. Yeah. Apart from everything else he has. Yeah, a white elephant is hard to find already. And beautiful, dignified as that. Yeah, and very well trained. Because that elephant was too good and intelligent and have many talents, you know. Oh, and then one time he heard people praising the elephant so much because the elephant was performing something. And they said, oh, wonderful elephant, beautiful elephant. Oh, we love this elephant. Oh, the king cannot bear. They should say that to me, not to my elephant. He's just an elephant. And it's mine even. Okay, he's so jealous. That's driven him crazy. So he called one time the elephant trainer, you know, and the elephant to some area, to a mountain. Said, today we go to the mountain. And then he asked the trainer, is this elephant well trained? And the trainer, of course, said, yes, of course he is, Your Majesty. He's the best in the whole country. No other elephant is better than this elephant. Yeah, you have the best, Your Majesty. Oh, but then the king is even boiling more with anger. Even his own official praised the elephant as well. So he said, okay, good. So you show it to me. Can he stand on one leg, 2 legs? Okay, make him stand on 2 legs. Okay, he does stand on 2 legs as the command of the trainer. Can he stand on 1 leg? Yes, he can stand on 1 leg. Fine. And then he make him go all the way on the top of the mountain and tell him, can he now stand on 2 front legs on top of the mountain? He's going to push the elephant down. So the trainer suddenly see the impression on the king's face. But of course the elephant still can do it, you know, because that elephant is too good. He was going to push him, but then the trainer was nearby or everybody watching, so he cannot do anything. So he said to the trainer, can your elephant even fly? Have you heard of flying elephant? Because if he doesn't, then he's a very bad elephant. He's not worthy to live. Yeah, force him to die. So the trainer knew the intention of the king, so he whispered into the ears of the elephant. He said, worthy celestial being, if you can, then you fly. Fly away from here because the king's going to kill you. You are in danger now. Use your power if you have. I know you are a special elephant. You're very best and you are very pure. If you can fly, just fly. But let me ride you. We both go to another worthy king, another kingdom. Go to Varanasi, for example. Yeah, there you will live, worthy of your talent and quality. So the elephant really flew into the sky with the trainer on him. And then just stopped there for a while. And the trainer talked to the king, talked down to the king, say, Your Majesty, this elephant is worthy for even the celestial king. in heaven. He's so pure, devoted, talented, and holy even, pure. Yeah. And you are very stupid king, he said. You are not worthy to keep him. So we are going now. Goodbye. And then they fly to another king. And then when they went to that other kingdom, staying on the air, and the king and all the officials come down and look, and then the king asks, where you come from? How can the elephant fly? And the trainer explained all the situation and say, we think you are worthy king to own this, to have this elephant, to tonify more for your majesty and dignity. Therefore, we come here. If you accept, then we come down. The king said, oh, welcome, welcome. Oh, how lucky, how beautiful elephant, how wonderful. We are really, really would like to welcome you. So they landed. Even king, jealous with his own elephant. Just like I'm jealous with my dog. Imagine. Because the dog can speak English. And people praise him. Would I do that? Would you do that? No, you would feel proud, right? You would feel happy, or glad, or surprised, maybe, but not jealous with a dog who is talented and intelligent, right? See, told you. So, even a king can be jealous with such an innocent animal only, and his own elephant. How would any other king be jealous with a master who even more, glorious, more praised and more worshipped than that elephant? That's why many masters die, in such a tragic because of that. Because not all of them are prince, But even then, like Bodhidharma, he was also prince from India. But, well, at least they don't kill him. They did not kill Bodhidharma, they just did not listen. And one of the king also did not listen. And because the king invited him here in all his good name, to invite him to his court and asked him, boasting, oh, I built many temples, for the Buddhists. I make offering and take care of many monks. How much merit do you think I have? Bodhidharma said, no, none, nothing. So, of course, the king did not like that. The king talk is in just a very normal way, egoistic way, in the very low level of understanding about karma, merit, and spiritual progress, But Bodhidharma, he talked from the point of the Buddha, of the unenlightened person. So the king could not capiche. The king only know one part of Buddhism, but don't know every other part of Buddhism. But he thinks he know everything. He only hear one sentence or maybe one part of the book saying, oh, if you make temple for the monks and worship the Buddha, then you have immense merit. But if you do that with worshiping attitude, with sincere reverence of really love and respect for the teaching of the Buddha, then perhaps you have merit. You have to have pure heart in doing that. This king, he did that, counting merit already by each temple he built, or by every monk that he makes some rice and food offering. Well, how much can that be? A king can afford more than that. So, because he can afford, so he said, does that. Out of greed, Not only you become a king already very high and worship, he still want the merit from Buddha and count it. Give some monks some food, or build some temple, and thinking he's a big shot. And he want Bodhidharma, clapping hands. Wow, incredible, you king, incredible. So the king didn't like it. And later the other advisor enlightened him, tell him why. And then the king feels sorry, invited him back, send a big army to impress him, bring him back. He don't go back. Too late. But at least he was a prince of India, you see, so the king did not chop him. Because if you go against the king's dignity talk against the king and degrade him like that, say you do all that, but you have nothing. That means contradict the king. At those times, mean you have no respect for the king. You look down upon the king. You degrade the king. Then you are chop chop. You're going to be chop chop. Your head going somewhere, your body goes somewhere else. So at least he was the prince of India, and the king feels like, okay, maybe he should not chop chop him because of diplomacy with India, maybe, or because he feels unthreatened by Bodhidharma, as he was a prince and he left his kingdom. So the king of China at that time, Liang Wuti, doesn't feel threatened, like, okay, maybe this guy come from India trying to snatch my throne or something. So he just let him go. Thank God for that, huh? How many masters would have had that luck, talking against the king like that? Jesus have not done anything yet. He wasn't even born. The king's already chased to kill him. That's why his parents had to run away even in such a high pregnancy already and give birth on the way, you see, in the manger of the animals. And he doesn't live long after that even. Only 30-some years, and then he has to leave in such a tragic way. You see how dangerous some government can be if they are not enlightened, if they are too possessive of their power, yeah, or abusive also. Oh God, it's a calendar. Otherwise, you wouldn't understand why, how come all the most masters are being killed. The Sikh gurus also being killed because of the Mongol king at that time. The king at that time just cannot bear the adoration from their disciples. Yeah, they worry about their power. The same, even without saying anything. The subtle reason are like that, okay? The Buddha prays that we have the same inherent enlightenment, brightness, Buddha nature, like himself and all the Buddha in the 10 directions. How great are we? Can you grasp that? We are the same as the Buddhas. We have the same property like the Buddha. How great! Can you imagine how great you are? Everybody go worship the Buddha, but we have the same thing. The Buddha mentioned here, not only here, Buddha mentioned all the time that all beings have the same Buddha essence inside. Imagine how great you are, huh? I should worship you. I should also bow to you. But never mind, you put me on this chair, I sit here, I pretend to be a master, okay? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Remember, you are great. You are Buddha. Wake up, wake up. That's right. If you're Buddha, don't do silly things. Don't break the precepts. Don't do anything that contradicts to your Buddha dignity. Remember all the time. Remember all the time. Then even if you don't try to keep the precept, you are the precept. It's just like your nature. Like you have to breathe. And you forget that you're breathing. Your heart is beating, but you don't know that the heart is beating. That is, then you can tell me, Master, I'm a Buddha. Not 7, 8 level. I don't care what level. Remember, the Buddha say that you have exactly the same quality. All the Buddhas in the 10 directions, not just Sakyamuni Buddha only, but all the Buddhas, all the past, present, future Buddha, and everywhere in the whole universe are like you. My God, my God, so great you are. And Jesus say the same. You have God within you. The Holy Spirit is within you. Kingdom of God is within you. Then who are you? You're God, right? At least you're likened to God. How great can you be? How more great can you be? And look at all of us. We're so pathetic. Look at the whole world people fighting for a morsel of food, fighting for a little or more piece of land. One country wants to snatch another lands of another country, fighting with the other king, another president, another whatever. What a pity. How pathetic. Huh? How pathetic. Everywhere I go, remember before I met you, I go out lecture, I say, you are great. I want to come here to tell you you are great. I want to help you to remember your greatness. That's all I wanted to do. But of course I have obstruction, yeah? Yeah, because I say other things as well. Like if you want to remember your Buddha nature, you want to know how great you are, stop all these silly bad things that you're doing. No smoking, no meeting, no drinking, no etc., etc. And that go against many people's interest. But truly you are Buddha. What for the Buddha lied to you? Huh? He said all beings in this world have intrinsic Buddha nature. So you're nothing but Buddha. Yeah? So if I call you Buddha, 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 small Buddha, young Buddha, or Buddha, it's okay. Huh? I hope you realize that. Because just saying that or listen to me, listen to Buddha is useless to you. So work harder to realize your greatness so that others can also benefit from your positive self-knowing energy without preaching a word even. You go everywhere, that place is full of light, full of life force, and full of happiness wherever you walk. Make yourself that kind of Buddha. Even you don't know for sure you're Buddha or not, just remember what the Buddha say, you are Buddha, okay? He won't lie to you. He did not lie. He will never lie. What for he lie? Yeah? Wouldn't it be better for him? He say, oh, you are just sinners. Oh, bad, bad, bad. I'm the only Buddha, right? Wouldn't it be better for him? No, he say, you are the same. Jesus said, you could do even better than I. All the masters tell you same thing. Of course, but when they teach the disciple, they have to chastise them sometime because they follow their own mind, habits, brainwashing system. Make them believe they are this, they are that, and they have to do this in order to prove it. Just like boys don't cry. Boy cry is weak. And then now they even scandalize you. If you don't smoke, you're not cool. You know, you cannot join the body club in the school. Harming so many innocent youth, for example. So it is really pitiful. Really, sometimes I am alone in the night and I feel so sorry for everybody. And then killing each other and killing the innocent and feeling there's nothing wrong with that. While you are a compassionate Buddha inside, and you don't let your Buddha wake up, you don't try to find a way to wake up your Buddha, and then just let the outside or the Maya, the demons cheat you and make you do silly things and bad things and just degrading you further, further, further. Even after you practice, they still after you. If you're not vigilant, okay? That's what the Buddha was talking about here. Why? Why we don't know we are Buddha? He also explained. The compassionate Buddha tells us everything. Due to the fault of false thinking. Yeah, what I told you. Huh? People teach you to do this, do that. Even just like boys don't cry. If the boy cries, he's sissy. Or woman like, or gay even. And, accusing you. All kind of things. You can cry as much as you want. Why not? It's natural of us to feel sad, to feel joy. When we're happy, we laugh. When we're sad, we cry. So what? Whose business? It's us, our emotion. We are made this way. When we cry, we don't harm anybody. When we laugh, we don't harm anybody. So why is that if you cry, you're weak? Okay? Why crying is reserved for us women only? You cry because something touched you. Something make you feel happy to tears. Or sad to tears. It's all natural. Just knowing that these are just fleeting moments and it's not like any helpful much for your true self. Okay? Enjoy your laughter and relieve yourself when you're sad by tears. But Do not just dwell in sadness forever, yeah? And do not indulge in some time of nonsensical entertainment forever, but concentrate on the true path practice. Okay, huh? Okay, so the Buddha said, due to the fault of false thinking and confusion about the truth, infatuation arises and makes your confusion all pervasive. Consequently, an emptiness appears. Words come into being as that confusion is ceaselessly transformed. Therefore, the lands that are not without outflows, as numerous as motes of dust throughout the 10 directions, are all created as a result of confusion, dullness, and false thinking. Imagine that. Except the Buddha's land, every country or even planet created which have thought, which is not perfect, are all from the false thinking of the beings. Then it springs all out. Therefore, all the countries or the planets, except the Buddha's land, are full of imperfections and trouble, because it sprung out from false concept. That's what Buddha means. You should know, the Buddha talking, you should know that the space created in your mind is like a wisp of cloud that dots the vast sky. How much smaller must all the worlds within that space be? Okay. In your mind, sometimes because of your wishy-washy or sometimes you are not really awake while you meditate, you see something. But even then, compared to the reality, all this scenery inside are just like a speck of dust. Least of all the world outside, within that space, and all the so-called materialized worlds outside. It is all from the false thinking that everything comes out. The Buddha said, even if one person among you finds the truth and returns to the source, then all of space in the 10 directions is obliterated. How could the worlds within that space fail to be destroyed as well? Sometimes we meditate and we see that word. But then when we realize the truth, then all this scenery and false appearance disappear. So the Buddha asks, how can this illusionary world not be destroyed? It's the same, it's all illusion. If you realize the truth, all this kind of falseness within you will be destroyed. The same with all the world within the three worlds, yeah? I mean, up to the Brahma. How can that be forever? The Buddha meaning that one day all this will be destroyed. Once you realize the truth, there's nothing but only the real worlds will rest with you. So the Buddha continued, when you cultivate dhyana, mean meditation, and attain samadhi, your mind tallies with the minds of the bodhisattvas and the great arhats of the 10 directions who are free of outflows, yeah? And you abide in a state of profound purity. When you do that, when you truly attain real samadhi, then your mind, your soul connects all the real bodhisattva, the true high enlightened beings, and the arhats, because they are pure themselves. So you also became pure. Profound state of purity you will attain at that time. And now what will happen? What will happen when you attain this stage of profound purity and connecting with all the saints and sages in the 10 directions? What happened?
You become Buddha?
Of course, yes. You become a saint at least. But what will happen? What terrifying things will happen? all the kings of demons, ghosts, spirits, and the ordinary gods see their palaces collapse for no apparent reason, because these are from false birth. You remember above the Buddha say they created it from false thinking. So they have their own palace and they think they have this, they have that. But when one person even realizes the truth and connects it with the truth in the pure mind of all the Buddhas, then their palace collapse. The Buddha said all the worlds within collapse, all the false world collapse. You see, for no reason at all, just shaking, trampling, or collapse. So the earth quakes, and all the creatures in the water, on the land, and in the air, without exception, are frightened in their world, in these false, delusional worlds. Yet ordinary people who are sunk in dim confusion remain unaware of these changes. So heaven collapse, mountain, river, or tremble, but normal people who don't have any perception of the spiritual instinct know nothing, see nothing. All these beings have 5 kinds of spiritual powers. You know, those who have these palaces, ghosts, demon kings, they lack only freedom from outflows. They have everything. They have magical power, very powerful, but they still have defects. They're not perfect. That's the only thing they lack, meaning they don't have love, they don't have enough moral quality, they don't have virtuous idea, even though they are powerful. They might have some merit from past life to become a king of heaven and all that, but they're not perfect. They don't have enough compassion and love like the Buddha. Because they are still attached to worldly passions, how could they allow you to destroy their palaces? Buddha talking about these kings whose palace collapse. That is why the ghosts, the spirits, the celestial demons, sprites, and goblins come to disturb you when you are in samadhi. They're scared. Many times, remember many stories I told you that one god in heaven, he's Shaka. He always came down and bothered these practitioners and even disturb the Buddhas and all that. He's one of those that the palace suddenly tremble because they sit there enjoying doing nothing, and then suddenly they feel their earth shake. The ground of their illusional world shake. Their palace tremble, and then they will look down and see, what is that then? What's the cause of that? Then if they see that one practitioner truly devote all his might to become Buddha so that he can help all beings, not devoted in meditation because he wants to be king of heaven, or not devoted because he wants to be the king of the world or anything, but want to be Buddha. At that time, his world will shake. The world of the lower heaven will shake. But most of the heavenly kings, they're still attached to their possession and power. They're very jealous of anybody who want to be above them. Or they even doubt, they suspect that these monks or practitioners maybe want to be king of heaven, to replace him, to replace that king of heaven. And their retinues also. Therefore they want to destroy you, disturb you, tempt you, distract you, leading you astray. So, how many goes? We're not there yet. You have only a few days, and I have a lot more. My calendar is not that long, but we still have a lot. Because even just a few precepts is take long time. But what for you are here, right? You're supposed to meditate all night anyway. And you already sleep enough all day. Yes. So at night, I keep you awake, at least to make up for the time lost. I'm telling you truly, if you can sleep less at night, you stay awake, really it pays. It happened to me. I told you from my personal experience. When I was the beginning of my even journey, I stay awake at night, and it really helps. You really know so many things that you never knew before. You really awaken to some truth that you never thought it would happen. Really, really, it will come to you when you calm yourself down and save as much time as possible to meditate and be alone. Really, you will realize many things. Because enlightenment is not just here, but it keeps growing in different way, different direction. And realization has so many aspects. Yeah. And we will answer so many of your questions. You don't even have to ask me anything. So now the Buddha say, so that's why they come to disturb you when you're in samadhi. Yeah, I mean, you when you meditate, you want to go higher. They want to disturb you. You and your wife had headache before, remember? So I have to tell you to reason with them. Say, okay, we just want to follow Master Ching Hai. We don't want to bother you. With really good intention. We don't want to snatch your nothing. Okay, we want to go higher. Then they leave you alone, no? Yeah. Okay. Now the Buddha continue. If you are still awake, it's not yet 12 o'clock. It's okay, right? If you want me to stop, just show me the calendar, okay? You can sleep if you want. Your soul will listen, okay? Your mind will capiche, yeah? Even if your body is in comfortable position, your soul is awake. I'm talking to your soul, not your brain. Buddha. Thank you. Thank you for your hurrah, hurrah. But the Buddha continued. Although these demons possess tremendous enmity, they are in the grip of their worldly passions, while you are within wonderful enlightenment. There's a contrast, you see? Even they have great hatred to you. I mean, not just hatred, but fearful of your spiritual height and determination to reach purity and true home. They're fearful of you, even though they have so much power, but they're nothing compared to you. So they're so fearful. They try to find your loophole to harm you. That's why you have to be vigilant. The Buddha do not try to condemn any of his monks or his disciples. He just knows that these ghosts, demons, they're envious and fearful of you. So he just wants them to take care. Okay? Yes. If you always believe in the Buddha or always remember, practice, then it should be okay. But as a human, forgetful sometimes, being disturbed by worldly interference, by business, children, wife, husband, kids, parents, friends, job, how can you always remember to protect yourself or even your master, okay? So when you meditate, that's when you remember the most, perhaps. And you're getting higher, so that's when their palace shaking. And they begin to tremble, and then they fear you. Then they want to come down and disturb you. If you work in a normal daily life, they don't really care so much. But when you meditate, all kind of thought, all kind of desire, all kind of thinking that you should not have coming, all the 10 directions. They even appear themselves personally to bother you, or they tell you things, or they use animals to disturb you. Yeah? All kind of tricks they do. But then you will overcome it. Just continue meditate. Recite the 5 names, pray for help, and continue. Don't give up. They will give up. They will have to give up. And another helpful thing is you put master chanting or lecture or SMTV 24/7 everywhere in your house. Even if you cannot see or hear too much, put it low, cover the computer so that it's dark, you can sleep, or cover it. Even then, even on the background sound, it still protect you. SMTV, okay? Your master. Even the demons are so fearful of SMTV. How you know? Why are you laughing? You know it? Yeah. Because even one time they tried to cheat me, the Maya. Huh? I have the SMTV on, very low volume, and I was in retreat the first day with still many of the business and disturbing things still carrying inside retreat the first few hours. Suddenly they make the SMTV so blow out of proportion voice, so scary, suddenly, whoa, a lot of, very loud. And I did not even have it so loud. Yeah. So then heaven told me, they just try to disturb you. They just want to tell you to turn off the SMTV because you, I mean me, and the SMTV are forming a protective rings, around yourself and other people. They try to make the television voice blow out of proportion. Whew. And then they know I love animals. So they used one of birds outside while I was meditating. But that was the first maybe hours, and they, not afterward. I continued and they shut up. Yeah, they shut up. But they still have to want to trouble me. Yeah, I use some of the bird. That bird normally don't talk so loud. It make the bird so loud like an elephant, crying in agony. There's nothing there, just a little bird. But you hear it like an elephant trumpeting in pain. Even I was thinking it's true. How can there's any elephant in my garden? There's no elephant around here. But I keep crying until I had to go out. On a retreat, I should not. But I had to go out. Even I thought it is Maya illusion, but they know I love animals. They know I cannot resist, and I really cannot. So I walk out and have a look, and I even call some of the SMTV staff to come up and have a look. There's nothing. And they use all kind of tricks. And later, I don't hear no more, whatever. I keep the TV on, whatever they do. Sometimes they destroy my machines all over the house, like 6 aircon destroyed at the same time, many machines at the same time, cars, a gate broken, everything at all the same time. Every time I go on retreat, they do that. They do all different kind of things. Yeah, but the first days, and then I continue, and then later, it's no more. There's nothing more to destroy, so they quiet down. Or they just know they cannot do anything much more. Even the Maya and demon are strong, but you are stronger, remember? You are the Buddha, remember that? You have Buddha inside. Call onto that Buddha, master power, to protect you all the time, the inner power, okay? Because you have the same power as the Buddha. If you think of the Buddha, you connect it with the Buddha. Even if you're not strong enough to protect yourself, the Buddhas protect you. Huh? The saints, all the saints in all directions. Just like a prince, yeah, he will be a king, but he's still an infant, huh? And he's vulnerable. But his parents are king. They protect him if he calls. If they're near the parents, the kings, they protect him. Of course, even though he's just a small little king. Same thing. Maybe you're a small Buddha because you don't realize you are a prince yet. You don't realize you will inherit the kingdom and become a king powerful. But you have parents, are kings, okay? Don't forget your parents. Yeah, so even they try all their might, they can't do nothing to me. But they would disturb my, assistant around me every day. Really, every little thing. It's not really their fault. They're just weak, okay? Just weak. And then the Maya attack them so that they can attack me. Yeah, it's like that. And I know all that. But still, it's not like I'm so happy about it. I know the Maya, I changed my disciple. So happy. No, it's just painful. Yeah, because it could harm, it could cause pain as well. Yeah. So just don't forget, okay? You are the Buddha, yeah, and nothing can harm you. Remember that. When you think of the Buddha, the saint, think of the master, you're connected with the Master. You and the Master and the Buddhas and Jesus are one at that time. You win, okay? You will win. Continue, okay? Continue to meditate. You understood, huh? Thank God. Okay. The Buddha doesn't say all this in here. Whenever the Buddha say, I will say Buddha say. But I have to explain to you. You know my calendar talent, right? Okay. So the Buddha continue, huh? Although these demons possess tremendous enmity, they are in the grip of their worldly passion. Why? You are within wonderful enlightenment. It's a contrast to them. By the way, every word has power. You know that, right? Yes. By the experiments of these wonderful Japanese wise men, yeah? Or even by the Qigong Madame show on our TV. Even you say no problem, it still weaken your resistance. Don't say any word that is not powerful for you. You're a practitioner. What is it, love? You want to say something?
Is it okay to say Ching Hai Tim Ko Tu?
Oh, can do, yeah.
Because I use a mantra of Ching Hai Tim Ko Tu, I love you. That's what's been going through my mind all day.
Now you recite the 5 names, okay? You call whatever name you feel more powerful to you, all right? You must connect with your Buddha nature self. By knowing other Buddha, calling, addressing that Buddha, then awaken that Buddha within you more and more all the time. Not because I care what you call me. But when you address me less than the title, then it's not very beneficial to you spiritually. It's not for no reason that heaven tell me to use this title, okay? Supreme Master, it's you inside. Buddha power, yeah? God's kingdom, supreme. So now, the Buddha continue. So all these demons and ghosts, even the kings of demons, powerful in heaven, they are still imprisoned by this worldly passion and possessiveness. Why? You are in samadhi, you're enjoying connecting with the Buddha power, with your own Buddha nature inside, and you enjoy and you're pure, you're uplifted. Therefore, they cannot affect you any more than a blowing wind can affect light, or as if a knife cannot cut through water. Just like what I told you now, okay? When you remember you are Buddha, nothing can harm you, okay? Remember that? It's the same. Buddha likened these demons, even though they're full of hatred and power, but they cannot do anything to you if you are truly connected with the Buddha power, yeah? If you're truly sincere when you meditate. Because if they want to harm you, it's like a knife cut through the water. Nothing happened to the water, yeah? You must be strong, must be convinced, and remember the Buddha say that you have Buddha nature exactly like Buddha. Believe that. And believe that you are God-like. At least you are children of God. Even you can't believe that you're one with God, but you're from God. Who created you if it's not from God? The devil? Of course not. You don't look like. The tree creates you? No, you don't look like. Huh? You look like the image of God that you think God would look like. That is what it is. If God appeared to you, it's just like you, similar to your face. Understand? Just more glory, more light, because we are confined in this body, so we don't see our glory. So you are like boiling water, the Buddha continued to comfort and reassure his disciples. You are like boiling water, while the demons are like solid ice, which, in the presence of heat, soon melts away. Imagine you put a piece of ice cube into the boiling water, what happened? Gone. You are like boiling water. They are just like ice cube. They are furious. Of course, they want to destroy you. They want to disturb you, but they can't. Even if they do, it's just temporarily. Don't fear, okay? Don't worry about it. It will be gone. And they even disturb me all the time. Whenever I want to meditate, of course not for me. I never say, okay, I'm going to do a retreat now so that I be more powerful, I become this, I have all this more power. No. Every time I do retreat, it's for some purpose, for the world, either for this or for that. Everything just benefit for the world. And they even more scared. Yes, they're more scared. Because if more people enlighten, the world have peace, then they cannot have any more power to control over people, to make them do bad things, to fight with each other, to destroy each other, or to be degrading their own Buddha nature. That's why they're scared. Since they rely exclusively on spiritual powers, they are like mere guests. Yeah. Let me read more. They can succeed in their destructiveness through your mind. See, only. Yeah. Which is the host of the 5 skandhas. The feeling, the touching, emotion, stuff like that. On your mind, the master of all this. Your mind wants you to have this, your mind direct you to have that, even though it's not good. Yeah. So everything is created by the mind. If the host becomes confused, the guests will be able to do as they please. Yes. So your mind, if not stable, if it's not in the right concept, in the right stationary status of purpose, of enlightening, then the guests can maneuver and make trouble. When you are in dhyana, in meditation, awaken, the Buddha say, awake, aware, and free of delusion. Their demonic deeds can do nothing to you. It's like that, yeah, just like above. As the skandhas dissolved, all this kind of sensation, feeling, or emotion, you left behind then, okay? You steady in samadhi, recite the 5 names. Think of God, think of your Buddha power, inner master power. Then all the feeling or whatever desire you have or thinking you have will be gone. You will enter the light then. All those deviant hordes depend upon dark energy. Yes. Since light can destroy darkness, they would be destroyed if they drew near you. Because if you're steady in your purpose and pure in the mind while you're meditating, they cannot go near. Yeah? I told you before. Remember, you are the Buddha. Same. Okay, huh? Then they will not be able to go even near. They can try, but after a while they cannot go near if you're steady. How could they dare linger and try to disrupt your dhyana samadhi? Yeah, I told you the same. I would probably be in retreat without this initial disturbance if I don't have to carry so much work every day. You understand? Therefore, the first day of my retreat, they can disturb. But that was only the first 1 or 2. Now they don't, they're nowhere, nowhere to see anymore. Just the first 1 or 2. When I first meditate for something big, and they're scared, they want to disturb me, but they know they're not successful, so now they cannot go near even. Understand me? Don't fear. But if you were not clear and aware, and if you were confused by the skandhas, then you, Ananda, would surely become one of the demons. You would turn into a demonic being yourself. Keep your mind straight, recite the 5 names all the time when you meditate. No desire anything. No thinking of even desiring anything. No one to be quickly enlightened, no one to have rich and fame, and no one to be famous, a master, become a master even, nothing. Just want liberation, want to know your Buddha nature, okay? Want to be Buddha then, can do, okay? Of course. Want to know your nature and want to be a Buddha is not a desire. It's a self-inherent birthright. And it is a duty even, an obligation, yeah? What we are born for, that we can seek our own Buddha nature, that we have a chance to be enlightened and to become the master of ourselves again, okay? So it's not a desire. Because when you become a Buddha, you benefit others. That is very selfless, very noble. At least you liberate yourself and you don't be slave for any lowly desire or skandhas anymore, but you're free, noble, light, beautiful, beneficial. So the Buddha continued, your encounter with Mantaji's daughter. Buddha don't forget that, does he? He continued to talk to Ananda about the lover girl that chased him. Was a minor incident. She cast a spell on you to make you break the Buddha's moral precepts. Still, among the 80,000 modes of conduct, you violated only one precept. Because your mind was pure, all was not lost. You broke only one precept. He did not really. He just was, I would say, seduced. And he was not powerful enough. He did not prepare for that. Yeah? Not only because she's beautiful, but he wasn't prepared that he's going to be seduced. Yeah? He did not know that. And he did not know the mantra at that time to counter that kind of most powerful mantra in the three worlds. So the Buddha say you broke only one precept, violate only one precept. That means maybe nearness bodily to a woman, almost gone back to the normal, like a level of man and woman, desiring and having physical pleasure and all that, almost gone. So the monk normally should not touch any woman. He violate only that. But unwillingly, it was not his fault. Yeah, it was not his fault. He was like bewitched into doing that. And at least he was so pure that he still can remember the Buddha. No one except Ananda or a monk of his kind of status would ever be able to escape this kind of mantra. Yeah, so talking about Ananda, anyone could fall into this kind of situation. If you're not strong enough, you fall, okay? Because you can't use magical power to defeat these kind of people, yeah? You just stay awake, aware, and run. That's the best. The Buddha continued to say, all was not lost, eh? He comforted Ananda. He just make an example for him to know how he could escape such a powerful mantra. Yeah, because he was pure. Now, so Buddha continued, this would be an attempt to completely destroy your precious enlightenment. Whew. Were it to succeed, you would become like the family of the senior government official who is suddenly exiled. His family wanders, bereft and alone, with no one to pity or rescue them. If Ananda has succumbed to this magic power and sensational bodily desire and contact, then he would be lost. Just like suddenly you are fired from your official court position and exiled somewhere and depriving of being with your family and whatever you love. In those days when one of the officials offended the king, then they exile him somewhere and his family is scattered anywhere else. Or even maybe being chop. So, Ananda, you should know that as a cultivator sits in the Bodhimanda, in his place of meditation, as we talked yesterday, or any place that you chose to make it into your place of meditation, your quiet corner, be it your attic, your basement, your car, your mobile home, or your tent. That's your Bodhimanda, where you sit with determination to find your true self nature. So, you should know that a cultivator sits in a Bodhimanda. He is doing away with all thoughts, if you can. Good luck. When his thoughts come to an end, there will be nothing on his mind This state of pure clarity will stay the same whether in movement or stillness, in remembrance or forgetfulness. This is easier for the monks in those times. They have no possession whatsoever. They just have a robe, a bowl, and maybe a blanket to sleep. Understand, yeah? And they just went out to beg for food. If they have food, they eat. If they don't have, okay, they stay for another day. But mostly they would have, because the Buddha has become so famous, people even come to make offering. There will be always some food in the store, and they're allowed to keep something essential for 7 days. Yeah, each month. Yeah, depends on what they need. Buddha continued. When he dwells in this place and enters samadhi, he is like a person with clear vision who finds himself in total darkness. Although his nature is wonderfully pure, his mind is still not yet illuminated. This is the region of the form of skandha. Even though he sits in samadhi very well, he is still not yet completely out of the skandhas. I mean, when you have some thought, feeling, emotional, mentally, your thought, your emotion, your desire form something in your mind. And that is still a form from feeling, from mundane. Skandha is feeling and sensation. It's not the real Buddha's land. Okay? So the Buddha warned you like that. If his eyes become clear, he will then experience the 10 directions as an open expanse. You see visions, yeah, from the 10 directions. And the darkness will be gone. The Buddha described the inside experience. Darkness will be gone. This is then the end of the form skandha. Meaning, if your wisdom eye is clear already, then you can see real vision of different heavens in the 10 directions, or maybe Buddha's lands. At that time, then the so-called skandha form that you have created before with your desire, your thought, your emotion, mental, imagine, etc., destroy. The real thing come already, okay? He will then be able to transcend the turbidity of kalpas. Contemplating the cause of the form skandha, one sees that false thoughts of solidity are its source. Yeah, I was right. The Buddha say, if you've seen the 10 clear universe, 10 direction vision or Buddha's land, then you will destroy this desire form. Yeah, and then the cultivator, the meditator will see the true cause of these false scenery that he has formed in his mind. They are just false thoughts or desire. That's, solidify itself into like vision. Yeah, but it's not real. Okay, no, I'm going to read further, one more paragraph, and then you can go rest. Yeah, because we're coming to the first demon, okay? At least. And then other demons we will introduce as the day come. Ananda, at this point, as the person intently investigates that wondrous brightness, okay, he already cleared his vision and it's a real vision coming already. At this point, the 4 elements will no longer function together, and soon the body will be able to transcend obstructions. You will not feel anything anymore at that time. You don't even feel you have a body, okay? Then you're okay, yeah. But this state is called the pure brightness merging into the environment. It is a temporary state in the course of cultivation and does not indicate sagehood. Even then, not yet. Sorry. Yeah, you still want to practice? Sounds very hard. Okay. If he does not think, it's okay. not to worry. As long as you realize it's just a state, okay? It's not yet sainthood. It's not a complete enlightenment. Just one little step. As long as you're humble enough to recognize that, then not to worry. See, Buddha saying, if he does not think he has become a sage, then this will be a good state. No harm done. Good. One step to go up. But if he considers himself a sage, then he will be vulnerable to the demon's influence. Yeah. So whenever some of your brothers or sisters tell me he is already in such and such, I say, forget that. Don't ever think like that. Because you will not realize you are sage. Only you see something and you feel, wow, so much vision, so much light. It's not it yet. Just a steps of this staircase. Huh? Even I told you, you see the master come to your house, talk to you, teach you. It's just kind of halfway maybe, okay? It's nothing yet, okay? So, he just keeps saying demons influence, but he has not come to what kind of demons yet. Oh, it's still a lot. First, the Buddha described the stage of your being in which you could fall into the demon's influence. And later, in other pages afterward here, he will tell you, he will point the name of the special demons, which one, doing what, and why, and where from. You understand? And how to prevent. Whew, you want to read all that?
Yeah.
You know, yes. There are 10 states of samadhi. Even you are in a clear vision, pureness, seeing light, vision, and all that already. You still, within the 10 states, you will still fall into the demonic influence if you are not aware. Okay, so that state that the Buddha just described is only the first one. There are 9 more, and knowing me, knowing you, it will be many hours until the 10th stage is finished. I would like to do it tomorrow. Yeah. Yes. We should really thank the past masters, monks and nuns and scholars who have taken time to record the Buddha's teaching after the master's nirvana, and also for the past and present persons, lay or monks or nuns who have really dedicated themselves, sacrificed their time and precious health or under any difficult situation to translate this so that I can read it to you. And we have to thank them. And may they be blessed forever by all the Buddhas, past, present, and future. May their merit be immense. May they be liberated forever. Thank you. Because I also need to be in state of sound clearness in order to impart that clearness to you. Even though just reading the sutra is taxing some intellectual or mental soundness, okay? I don't want to force myself to do it when I'm not in perfect state of clear understanding, okay? I could interpret it wrong. I wanted to do it right. Tomorrow, okay? Yeah. Even good things can't eat too much. Right, okay. I still live for some time. So we can do that, huh?